And welcome back. Later this year, we could see full approval for treatment aimed at slowing down Alzheimer's in the disease's early stages. So this month, a Food and Drug Administration Advisory Committee unanimously recommended the agency approve a new Alzheimer's drug.
To get a clearer look at the path forward and what this means for patients and for caregivers as well, we have Andrea Taurins. She's the Executive Director of the Alzheimer's Association Capital of Texas chapter. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
Let's get the elephant in the room. Let's address it. Donanemab, is that how you pronounce this drug?
Donanemab, yes.
Okay. So a member of the advisory committee said the evidence that donanemab works is very strong. How does it work, and what would it do for patients? You know, how does it contribute to their quality of life?
Well, it's part of a group of drugs called monoclonal antibody group, and the idea behind these drugs is that it slows down the progression of Alzheimer's in early stage Alzheimer's and for those who have mild cognitive impairment. So that slowing down of the progression can give those people in those earlier stages more time to spend with their families, to live independently, to be able to remember their grandchildren and their children. So that's it slows down the progression of the disease.
And Andrea, we know the benefits. What are the risks or even the side effects associated with the drug?
Well, all drugs have side effects, and these drugs are no exception to that. The most notable side effect is one that can cause some brain swelling and potentially spots of bleeding on the brain. But it's felt that these side effects are manageable, and we always recommend that individuals speak with their doctor and determine what's the best treatment plan for them. What are the benefits versus the risk, and is it the right drug for them? It's not for everyone, but it's showing great promise for many.
So, and you spoke about this, it's for people who are in the early stages, but give us more of an idea of who might be the right candidate for this new drug.
Sure, it's someone who is experiencing, they may have been diagnosed, but they're not experiencing severe symptoms of Alzheimer's, or someone who's just experiencing some mild impairment in their cognition. So early, when they're noticing some of the signs and the symptoms, they may have been diagnosed at that point, but it's not for someone who's progressed further into the disease, where they're experiencing more severe memory loss, more severe interference in their normal daily lives.
Okay, so in early stages of research, I think it was a year ago we were talking about this. We had you on our 4 p.m. show. So we're here now. What's the next step? When will we actually see this come to fruition?
Sure. Well, progress is happening in treatments, and it's a very exciting time in this space. And the next step for donanemab is going to be for the FDA to continue their review and go through the standard approval process. And so that it will be happening over the next few months. So hopefully we will hear something about the approval of this drug for use, in those who are experiencing that mild cognitive and early Alzheimer's in the next few months. But they'll go through and complete their full review. The advisory committee is one part of the review process with the FDA.
So Andrea, there are other drugs, or maybe it's just one other drug, I'm not sure, that is similar to what this one would do. If this is approved, how would those work together, or would one be an alternative to the other?
Well, the idea is that we'll continue to see new drugs. The other drug is called Leqembi, and it too affects the buildup of the plaques to slow down the progression. And donanemab, while it's in the same family of drugs, each drug works a little bit differently. And as we see, hopefully new treatments come available for those that are impacted by Alzheimer's or dementia, that they can combine these, because Alzheimer's is a very complex disease, and so there's not just one thing. So hopefully we will see more drugs or more treatments that are approved to be combined with drugs like donanemab or Leqembi, so that it affects every aspect of the disease and positively impacts the lives of those who are living with the disease.
Okay, Andrea Taurins, as always, thank you so much, and thank you for making it digestible for our viewers this afternoon.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll be right back.